Welcome. I'm here with Paul Sykes, the Chief Financial Officer of Springbig. Paul, thank you for joining us. How are you?
Thank you. Very well.
It's great to have you and Springbig at the conference. Start off and just tell us a little bit about the company. What does it do?
Yeah, Springbig is a loyalty and marketing automation company based down in Boca Raton, South Florida. And we recently listed on the NASDAQ. So we're NASDAQ listed since June of this year.
Outstanding. Okay, so what exactly do you guys do in terms of servicing your clients, your customers? What is the company's function?
Yeah, so we connect our retail and brand clients with their consumers. So at the heart of our business is a loyalty and marketing automation program. So that, in this industry, there's lots of challenges for retailers to connect directly with their consumers. So that's the heart of our mission, to connect those people. We have a database of about 35 million active cannabis consumers across the United States and Canada. We service about 2,400 retail locations, and we got an amazing flywheel effect going on in the industry by connecting all the constituents, by connecting brands through the retailers and through to the consumers. And at the end of the day, we increase revenue for our clients, increase revenue through foot traffic, larger spend, and more frequent activity.
Outstanding. Okay, really interesting concept. Tell us about the cannabis industry as a whole, right? From Springbig's perspective, how is the cannabis industry progressing? How do you guys see it growing moving forward? What do we all need to be doing to collectively move the cannabis industry ahead?
Yeah, good question. I think we view it as the cannabis industry is still very much in the early innings. There's a lot of legislative tailwinds. The pace of some of those tailwinds we don't know, and we're certainly not in the business of predicting when some of the legislation may change. But clearly there is a tailwind, and clearly sentiment is towards more and more legalization, more states moving from medicinal to adult use, and we see it as, at the end of the day, it's one of the fastest growing end consumer markets in the United States. So I think it's a fascinating industry. I've only been in the industry for the last 18 months or so when I joined Springbig as CFO, but it's a fascinating industry, and I think it's one where all the companies, all the constituents in the industry working well together, collaborating, and we're all excited about the future.
Outstanding. Now take us through Springbig's growth plan specifically. When you guys are looking at your future, where do you see yourself in the next 2 years, 5 years? Where do you see the future of the company?
Yeah, so we're growing nicely. We grew 58% top line revenues in 2021. Despite some of the challenges in the industry at the moment, the macro challenges, we're still growing nicely in 2022. And one of the reasons we listed on the NASDAQ is that we see both good organic growth, but also we're operating in a very fragmented industry from a technology perspective, and we see opportunities to be a consolidator in the cannabis technology space and really broaden the offerings that we provide to our retail and brand clients, and essentially make it a frictionless consumer buying experience.
Got it. Makes a ton of sense. So from the retail investor's perspective, which of course Benzinga's audience, very retail investor focused, what's one thing that retail investors should be focusing on in Springbig's future and looking ahead to?
Well, we're a technology business serving the cannabis sector rather than a cannabis business at heart. So we've got a great financial profile, low capital spend, so very cash generative. We're generating gross margins of 70%. We, in time, will have strong EBITDA margins. We're close to cash flow break-even. We'll reach cash flow break-even during 2023. And after that, we'll see a good flow through of increased revenue to the bottom line. We'll have margins of, typical for a good technology business, 20-30% EBITDA margins. And we're listed on the NASDAQ. So from a retail investor perspective, you don't have the liquidity issues that you do on some of the exchanges. We're on a major New York exchange.
Makes a lot of sense. Well, we're looking forward to retail investors learning more about you guys. What's the easiest way for a company that wants to work with Springbig to get involved?
They can go on to our investor relations website at springbig.com. Contact me directly or contact our our investor relations, we use ICR Investor Relations, and any of those channels, and we'll get back to people. We look forward to increasing our retail investor footprint.
Terrific. Paul Sykes, CFO of Springbig. It's an absolute pleasure to have you guys here. Thank you for joining us.
Great, thank you.